All right, so get this. We're diving into hypno-channeling today. Specifically, this YouTube channel, Hypno Vibes.
Yeah.
They've got this hypnotherapist, Naomi, and she connects with some, well, pretty out there energies.
Yeah, hypno-channeling, it's not your typical hypnosis thing. It's not about the person being hypnotized. It's about, like, tapping into a higher consciousness. It's the channeled energy that's giving the messages, not Naomi.
So she's like a conduit, basically, for, like, otherworldly communication.
Exactly.
Wild. And get this, the session we're looking at today, the energy, says it's a fourth-generation hybrid. A hybrid sent to observe us, human consciousness.
A hybrid. Now, that's where it gets really interesting, right? It's not just some, vague cosmic message. This is a being. It claims to have a specific identity, a purpose even. And it says it's, like, embedded in our world.
Wow. Okay. So in the channeling, it describes this hybrid. He's just blending in on a train, watching people, their reactions to him. It's like he's not trying to stand out, but he's not completely invisible either.
Huh. That's interesting, that limited interaction. Like, he's not trying to integrate or engage, is he? Just observing, maybe collecting data? I don't know.
Yeah, like a subtle experiment almost.
Yeah, exactly. Seeing how we humans react to something a bit off.
Oh, and there's this part where he makes eye contact with someone, a woman named Jessica. Like, he's assessing her, like checking her awareness or something.
Oh, wow, that eye contact thing. That could be significant. I mean, what is it? A test? Is he gauging her level of consciousness? Or maybe it's like an energy exchange, a connection between, I don't know, two different forms of being. You know what I mean? It really makes you think about awareness, how we perceive things.
Yeah. But then, and this is interesting too, he doesn't, like, do anything else.
Yeah.
Doesn't interact beyond that eye contact. Doesn't need to blend in completely. Almost like he's got this sense of detachment. Like he's just there for a specific reason.
That detachment.
Oh.
Could tell us a lot about how this hybrid sees us. I mean, are we just specimens to him, like a researcher studying, a different species? Or is there a hierarchy of consciousness? Like he's on a whole other level?
Whoa, deep, man. Deep. Okay, and there's also this part, he vanishes. Just like that. He can access higher dimensions, the channeling says. Sounds like teleportation right out of Star Trek.
Now, that's where hypno-channeling gets really, really out there. I mean, if this is true, it just blows apart what we think we know, dimensions beyond our perception, technology we can't even fathom. It challenges everything, physics, reality, you name it.
Totally. And the channeling also points out this stark contrast. This hybrid, he knows his mission, his origins. Unlike us humans, always searching, figuring ourselves out, he knows who he is, why he's here. It makes our human journey seem kind of, I don't know, messy,
Yeah, that is a huge difference, isn't it? Imagine being born with a purpose, a set role in the universe. Like, what does that do to free will, to finding your own meaning? Does a pre-programmed existence even allow for growth? I mean, what does it even mean to be sentient then?
Right. Like maybe there are different paths to consciousness, awareness. Some beings are designed for a purpose, while others, like us, we got to, figure it out as we go.
That's a really interesting idea. Not one size fits all for consciousness. Maybe we're all part of something bigger, each playing our part.
All right. So we've got this hybrid blending in, the eye contact with Jessica, then poof, he's gone. But wait, there's more. The channeling mentions a hybrid organization, like monitoring Earth. And this being, he's just reporting his observations.
A whole organization. Now, that adds a whole other layer to this, doesn't it? What's their deal? Are they just watching, studying us? Or is it something more? Like, are they gathering intel? For what?
Yeah, it's not just one dude anymore. It's a whole network. And they've got their own, their own thing going on. And here's the kicker. The channeling says, this hybrid, he was only supposed to stay until someone noticed him. Like exposure is a no-no, a limited time for observation maybe.
Wow, now that's really something. What happens when we become aware of them? Does it mess up their mission? Are they afraid of being found out? Or is there something else going on that we're not even grasping yet?
It's like we're peeking into this hidden world, a reality right there, but we don't see it. And the more we learn, the more questions pop up. It's fascinating, but man, it's a little creepy too, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. It makes you realize how much we don't know about the universe, about other intelligences. And if even a tiny bit of this is true, it changes everything. How we see ourselves, humanity, the whole shebang. Back again. Still diving deep into this hypno-channeling session. Hypnovibes, Naomi, that whole thing. A fourth-generation hybrid. Can you believe that?
It's crazy. A hybrid just walking around like us. It's like something out of, I don't know, the X-Files or something.
It really makes you question what's real, right? And the more we dig into this session, the weirder it gets. Remember we were talking about him, the hybrid just blending in? But only kind of, right?
Yeah, like he wanted to be seen, but not really seen. And that whole eye contact thing with Jessica, that really got me. What was that about, you think?
That's where it gets really interesting. It's like, even though he's detached, there's still this interaction. Was it just to test her, see how aware she was? Or could it be, some kind of energy thing, like a connection between them? Makes you wonder, what even is awareness anyway? How do we know what we know?
And the channeling said he could speak like a human language, but it wasn't his language. It was like translated somehow.
Whoa, hold on. So you're saying he had some kind of like alien tech to make people understand him?
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. And then remember, he vanishes, just poof, into another dimension, supposedly.
Okay, now that's just bending my brain. Dimensions. Seriously, like how is that even possible? It means they've got tech or knowledge way beyond us. Like, are they time travelers or something? Interdimensional beings? It's mind-boggling.
It makes you feel kind of small, right?
Yeah.
We're over here all excited about sending a rover to Mars, and they're just, I don't know, hopping between dimensions like it's nothing.
It definitely puts things in perspective. So if they're so advanced, why are they even bothering with us? What's the point of observing Earth?
Right. What's their agenda? Are they just curious? Like, oh, look, humans, how quaint. Or are they looking for something? Some sign that we're, I don't know, evolving?
Good questions. I mean, the channeling doesn't exactly give us a straight answer, but that's what makes it so fascinating. We're forced to think outside the box, consider things we might not have even thought possible before.
It's like it's expanding our consciousness, showing us there's way more to reality than we think. Speaking of which, Naomi, the one doing the hypno channeling, she's got this book series, The Next Level You, all about expanding consciousness, higher dimensions, all that stuff.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Definitely worth checking out if you're into this kind of thing. I mean, the more we understand about the universe, the more we understand about ourselves, where we fit in, all that.
Okay, so we've talked about his appearance, his crazy abilities, how he communicated, this whole hybrid organization thing. But the thing that really sticks with me is he was only here temporarily. Like, he had to leave if anyone noticed him, almost like a rule he had to follow.
That's a really important point. Why so secretive? Are they afraid of us? Or are they trying to protect us from something? Or is there some other reason we haven't even thought of?
It's like they're playing a game, but we don't know the rules. And the fact that they're being so careful, it means this observation thing is serious business. But why?
It's a puzzle, all right? And this channeling might not give us all the pieces, but it does give us a glimpse into something bigger, stranger. A reality we don't fully understand. Makes you realize there's so much out there, so much we don't know. About the universe, about other life, about everything. And maybe, just maybe, those other beings are closer than we think.
All right, last leg of our deep dive here. Still wrapping our heads around this hypno-channeling thing. Hypnovibes, Naomi, the whole deal. Fourth generation hybrid, remember.
We've covered a lot, haven't we? This hybrid on the train, this organization watching us, but there's still stuff to unpack. Little things that make you think,
Totally. Like this whole generations thing. Fourth generation hybrid, what does that even mean? Like, how does that work, their development, how they fit in with us?
Yeah. It's like a lineage, isn't it? Generations of hybrids, maybe. This blending of beings, not just some recent thing, but happening for a while now.
Right. So fourth generation, what about fifth? Sixth. What if each generation gets more human-like? Could we even tell anymore?
Whoa, that's kind of freaky, right? Like, who are we even talking to anymore? It's like the line between human and not human, it gets blurry.
Yeah, makes you look at everyone kind of side-eyed, huh? But it's not just individual hybrids, right? The channeling mentioned a whole hybrid society, like their own civilization, their own way of doing things.
Right. Like, what's that like? Their tech. Are they, I don't know, more spiritual than us? Why are they watching us? So many questions.
And why all the secrecy? If they're so advanced, why not just, say hi? He was only supposed to stay until noticed, remember? Like, exposure's a bad thing.
Definitely a pattern there. Avoiding contact. Are they afraid of something? Are they protecting us? Or is there something else going on, something we're not seeing?
It's like peeling an onion, man. More layers, more questions. But even without answers, this whole thing is really like stretched my brain,
That's what's so cool about this stuff. It's not about having all the answers. It's about like opening your mind up, seeing things differently, accepting that maybe there's stuff out there, stuff we don't get yet.
For sure. And hey, if you want to go deeper, we mentioned Naomi's book, The Next Level You. It's on Amazon.
Right.
Digs into all this, expanding consciousness, dimensions, all that.
Yeah, good stuff if you want to, keep questioning, keep digging. The more we learn about the universe, the more we learn about ourselves, right? Our place in all of this.
So wrapping up our hypno-channeling deep dive, what's like the one thing you want listeners to walk away with?
I guess if even a tiny bit of this channeling is true, it changes everything. How we see ourselves, the universe, the future. What if there's more to reality than we think?
Big questions, man. Makes you see the world a little differently. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and hey, keep your mind open. You never know what's out there. Until next time.
He's also there to test the consciousness and energy of the people in specific areas. And by making eye contact and by trying to get people to notice him and seeing if people can notice him.
That means the people's consciousness.
Yes, that's a part of it, but he's also there to collect information about the consciousness of the people in that area.
So he would not appear again?
I cannot say if he will or not. He is real. How you perceive him is that of a human. Yes, you can say that. He's of other worlds. He's a ET.
And the first time I look at him, just from the side of his face, I felt something. Well, what is that?
Yes, it's just, you notice that he was energetically just different, vibrationally just different. He also did not fully blend himself with the people around him, but if you look at his appearance.
Right, and I realized he was not paying attention to anyone else.
He doesn't need to.
Right, but he's not trying to just in his world. I feel something's very different about him.
Yes.
And so
they are among us. However, you can always pick them out. Fourth and fifth between.
So the fifth are the younger generation?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And they look even more human.
Right. Only the sixth, they are true hybrid.
They are all hybrids energetically, just physically. They were altered in a way to make them look physically like a hybrid.
So all the hybrids.
You can say they can vanish, but they do have access to higher dimensions. So in eyes or in your eyes, they look like they are vanishing. But they are simply just transporting or walking.
So he knows.
He knows who he is. He's aware. Because he knows that he came there for a purpose, for a mission, for a task.
I understand that. So he doesn't need anything for him to know this. He knows. Or let's say the way he grew up is not like us.
Yes, he knows that he's not fully human.
And he was not trying to have any eye contact with us.
He was not.
Right. Because he doesn't need to look at anyone.
No.
So again, he just here to
sense the energy, sense how people are, to see if anyone recognizes that he's different. Brings reports back to the hybrid organization to see if open contact is on plan. He can send energetic messages back, or he can just physically go back. There's a portal for him, yes.
So those beings, because they're more, they at least they look like human, when they know who they are, they will not be trapped in the physical world. Not possible.
Trapped isn't the right word, but you can just say that they have access to higher realms as well.
So it's in a way it's impossible for them to forget.
Yes, they are not humans who are reincarnated and born to society forgetting who they are. No, he knows what his mission is. He knows what he's a part of. No, he was born as a hybrid in a hybrid society. He knows about Earth. He's one of those who monitors or is a part of the monitorization of Earth. So he's aware of things that are going on.
But he speaks, let's say, a certain language because he can download.
He didn't download it, but he made people perceive that he's speaking a dialect that they know. He doesn't. He was just, it's possible with his technology, but that's also a way of reaffirming or reconfirming that he has indeed been noticed by people. But that's also a way of him reaffirming or reconfirming that he has indeed been noticed by people, and that was at the end of his mission.
So I don't understand what that means. So people identified him, and then he can no longer stay there?
It's not that he can no longer stay, it just means that his task was completed.
Or not likely.
It depends on the circumstances.
And because he was there, and every time when I was in the train at the same time, so that's because he knows that we are going to be there?
He could just feel the energy that it's most likely that he will be noticed at that place at that time.
And I keep looking at him for no reason. I don't even know why I keep looking at him.
Yes.
I feel his face there's something in it.
Different.
Right. And he never
Looks at people, except for that one time he made eye contact with Jessica, that one time. I guess he wanted to retrieve her information to see if any of the people that noticed him were actually a part of the project in their other lives, of course.
So people that we both know or anyone else that we just did not realize.
No,
There's one person, I think he will be. I don't even know how that works.
what about him?
So after the hybrid, maybe that's
Most likely a future life.
he just started having contact with me, and I don't know what he's doing. So people like this guy might appear.
They might appear more frequently in the future as well. Yes. They all have their individual tasks.
That's so interesting. What made me keep looking at this person's face? And I cannot tell he's not human, but there's certain energy in him. Is different.
Yes, he looks human, but he doesn't look human in a different sense as well.
But he definitely looks like human enough for no one else will notice him.
Yes.